I'll edit the first part. Assistant AD for development. That's you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning. I'm sitting here with Carlos McCants, assistant
Appreciate you.
AD for
Development.
development. Yeah. Assistant AD for development. And do you mind if I ask you some questions today?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
What made you choose your profession?
Uh, After I got done playing football, Trent, man, I decided that I wanted to go into collegiate athletics. I didn't know the route that I really wanted to go. There's so many areas: marketing, fundraiser, compliance. But one of my professors, Dr. Dable Lavella, he told me that Carlos, you got a great personality. You like to talk to people. So as a fundraiser, that's all you're doing. You're going out, meet with people, and basically building relationships. I'm a big relationships guy, and so I thought that I talking with Terry Mahaja, our AD here. He said that as a fundraiser, it's kind of easier to climb up the ladder to be an AD. So that's the kind of the route that I wanted to take.
What's some of the most challenging things you do on an everyday basis?
The most challenging things I would say is that you're dealing with thousands of donors that got different personalities. So I would say that you got to figure out what triggers each of them. You got to figure out what they like, what their personalities are. So and also with the student athletes, every day you see student athletes walking around. They got different goals in life, and really trying to figure out like what they want to do and like how you can help them and be a mentor to them. And so the challenge of that is that we pride ourselves of when our athletes graduate, 100% job placement. And so it's a challenge to that, because you got to reach out to a lot of these companies across the world, different alums that we have that's in the business world, and try to link them up with our student athletes to get them jobs. So, but that's a challenge. So that's one of the most challenging things of my job, I would say.
That's good. That's good. And sometimes we overlook things, and coming out of college, we don't understand. A lot of companies ask for experience and stuff like that. So, what can you say that I can do right now in college to help me get experience in the level of being an AD and the job requirements, some of the job requirements that I have to get in?
I would say don't wait until your senior year or even your junior year to start trying to look for an internship and get experience under your belt. For me, when I started as a junior, and I came over here and asked Terry Mahaja for an internship, and I just walked over here after practice one day. I said, what? Let me go over here and see what I can do to try to get my foot in the door. So I started off with that, and I came over here, and for 3 weeks straight, I filed papers. So you like some of these athletes and some of our students, they think when they graduate they're gonna be making, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. You got to start at the bottom. You got to grind, and so that's what I did. I started off as a, intern, and then that led into me being a GA in the athletics department, managing, overseeing our Letterman's Club. And then once I got done with that, after I graduated, they created a job for me, making me basically the development coordinator for Letterman Relations. And then 3 years later after that, I guess I'd done a great job that I got promoted this spring to assistant AD. So I say to get experience, man, you just got to be able to come in and do the hard work. It's hard work at first, and then as much as you learn and much as you grow in this profession, it'll make you better growing up into this profession.
You just said something about hard work, and that's something that around here we pride ourselves on. And with hard work, what's some of the things you do on a day-to-day basis, in your job and in your field that might be a little bit challenging to others, but you love?
The thing is in athletics, man, I tell you, most people work the 8 to 5, 7 to 6, or they have a time frame of like the hours that they work. See, in athletics, we really don't have an 8 to 5, because we come in at 8 o'clock in the morning and we work throughout the day. But there may be events that we have to go to. Especially as a fundraiser, there's so many events that we go to after work. So it's not like an 8 to 5 job that most people, they work 8 to 5 and they get ready to go home and all that stuff. But us, we work as much as we can, and what's much is required. Even at a football game. So on Saturday, we work Monday through Friday. Then you have a football game on a Saturday, which for us start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we don't leave until the lights are shut off at the stadium. So the only off day that you really have is Sunday. Most people, it's a grind. I tell people all the time, collegiate athletics, especially in fundraising, isn't for everybody. You got to have that drive, that motor to want to be able to do it, and you got to have a family around you that supports you. And Arkansas State, I love it. I've been here actually since 2009, but as far as working, I've been here since 2015, and I had a lot of great opportunities that came up, but I like to stay here because of the atmosphere that we have around here.
That's great. And one just the last question I want to ask is, a lot of people when they get out into the job fields, or they get out of college, they say, maybe I went the wrong route, or maybe I didn't, if I had another chance to go back, I would do this instead of this. Can you say that if you had a choice to go back to college and go back to play football and go back to choose your profession again, or what do you even major in, which was sports management,
Yeah.
would you choose the same thing in the same path?
Yeah, I mean, I love sports, man, and I always knew that one day I wanted to either be a coach or I wanted to be an athletic administrator. I really didn't really realize the route that I wanted to take, but as I got closer to being done with football, I was like, well, I don't think I really want to be a coach, but I want to kind of see the athletic administration side of things, because a lot of things go on this side of things that people don't see. People think that you just cut on the lights and the athletes go out there and they compete, but they don't see all the fundraising behind the scenes. They don't see all the compliance. They don't see all the scheduling paperwork that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So that stuff excited me when I was an intern, because coming over here as an athlete, I was like, well, I want to see what goes on, like how tough it is to prepare for a game. You got so many different moving parts. You got marketing doing all the in-game promotions, all the inflatables, all the fan experience stuff, and then you got us who are entertaining the donors, the people who are actually donating to make our student athlete experience a great one. So I think that whenever I started working, and I saw how much money that we was raising and just a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, that really excited me. But I wouldn't change anything. I would say this, that I probably would have started a little early, as a sophomore, like trying to figure out like what I wanted to do far as like the internship, because I got lucky. Whenever I started, I basically tried to apply for Jonesboro Park and Recreation, but somehow my paperwork got switched up. And so I got lucky, man. I could have been at the
Park
Jonesboro Park
Oh.
Association, but it all worked out in God's favor. So, I say that the best advice I can give is start as early as you can, trying to figure out internship wise and like what you want to do.
Well, I just want to say thank you for the interview,
No problem.
and appreciate it, and I really need it.